Please make sure that all the audios are good.
Yes, doctor. We are live now, doctor.
Able to hear me now?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, friends, good evening. On behalf of the Tamil Nadu Ophthalmic Association, as the president of the Tamil Nadu Ophthalmic Association, a great pleasure welcoming you all for this yet another Walk the Talk series with the luminary of TNYA. And the luminary of TNYA this month is none other than our guru, friend, philosopher, and guide, and a great teacher, Dr.T.S.Surendran. He doesn't require any introduction, but I'll go through the formal introduction as well in a couple of minutes. Friends, when we started the Walk the Talk series way back in October, after I took over in September 2021, during the Madras Icon Conference as the president of TNYA, we thought that this Walk the Talk series, everybody will be giving the same success story. And it will be literally a monotony, or what is called monotony. But fortunately for all of us, and to our surprise, each of these, the past 7 Walk the Talk or luminaries, the stories of each of them have been totally different. And each of them had very good, important messages. The main objective of the Walk the Talk series is to get inspired, rejuvenated, and motivated by the success story of all the luminaries of TNYA who have taken ophthalmology to a different level altogether in this part of the world. Thanks to them, I think we have got a very set path for all of us. These are all visionaries, luminaries who have actually had a totally different type of vision. And to our surprise and to our, this thing here, that each one had a different vision. The first Walk the Talk series was none other than our opening batsman, Sachin Tendulkar of TNYA, Dr. V. Siddharthan, who is here as a panelist today. And way back in October 2021, we started. And what a fantastic story he gave. And what a success story it was. And subsequently, it was Dr. RDR, whose story was totally different. And of course, Dr. Ramurthy. And of course, his story was also in a different, a path-breaking trend, I would say. Professor Vasanta, who was the next luminary at the Walk the Talk, gave us a different perspective of a success story from the government service point of view, which was actually very, very important, and it was an eye-opener for all of us. And then, of course, Dr. R.V. Ramani of Shankara, who was the next luminary in the Walk the Talk, gave us a fantastic, the journey of the Shankara group of institutions. We also had Arul a couple of months back, who's been a trendsetter as far as the phaco and LASIK or refractive surgery is concerned. And he gave us a different version of a success story, which was actually worth emulating. And last month, the icing on the cake was Dr. Madhivanan Natarajan. It was really fantastic. Dr. Madhivanan's journey, starting from scratch and going on to a different level altogether, was something which is really inspiring and motivating for all of us. Apart from that, the TNYA, as you all know, has been doing a lot of other programs, the TNYA ARC PG CATES program, and the TNYA Connect series, which is on last Sunday of every month, covering every specialty of the ophthalmology. Until now, we have had more than 9 programs. Apart from that, we have, yesterday also, we had a TNYA IGO webinar. We are encouraging people to publish, and this project is called the Publish and Prosper. And each of these what you call the peer-reviewed journals will get a cash prize of 2,000 and a gold medal and a citation for the president of TNOA. We had a lot of programs for the World Sight Day, the World Diabetic Day, the seminar with the ocular trauma with APOTS, and of course, even for the paramedical, how to take care of the theater protocols, the infection protocols. All these were also discussed in another webinar. In a nutshell, I would say that TNOA has covered a 360-degree coverage. Every sphere of activity has been covered in the past 8 months since I took over, and I want to thank the entire team. The team, it's like the Team India, like President-elect Dr. Ramakrishnan, who is right here with us, Secretary Dr. Madhavan, Vice President Dr. Nirmal Frederick, Treasurer Dr. Loganathan, and all the other office bearers, the members of the management committee, who have supported me tooth and nail to make all these programs a grand success. Friends, today I'll be introducing Dr. TSS. Before that, I would like to introduce the panelists. Before that, I would request our President-elect Dr. Ramakrishnan to say a few words. Dr. Ramakrishnan has been a source of inspiration for all of us. He is the Chief Medical Officer, the main director of the Aravind Eye Hospital, Tirunelveli, and the #1 glaucomatologist in the entire country. Over to Dr. R.K. sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mohan Rajan, respected President and the luminary of the day, Dr. Surendran sir, and the panelists, Dr. Siddharthan and Dr. Ravi Shankar, TNOA Secretary Dr. Madhavan, Vice President Nirmal, and Secretary Loganathan, and dear friends. Good evening to all of you. I need not say about what are the things that done in the past 9 months by our Honorable President, Dr. Mohan Rajan. As he mentioned, he has covered almost 360-degree of ophthalmology for the entire spectrum of people, those who are working in the field of ophthalmology. Yes, I can say with the confidence. It's such a wonderful program every week. He is, and also especially I was very much happy that he has conducted that Gurukulam for the postgraduates. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing for 4 weeks continuously, about more than 3-4 hours every day with wonderful faculty that has received a tremendous response from all over the India, from the not only the residents and also from other faculties and other people. I'm very, thank you, Dr. Mohan Rajan. And of course, today, luminary, it's no need to say that our one of the leading, I can say, is one of the important pillar of Shankar Nethralaya from its inception, Professor Dr.T.S.Surendran, and he is in the field of pediatric ophthalmology, one of the senior most pediatric ophthalmology of our country. And of course, he is very, very soft-spoken, kind, and very, I can say, so one of the nice human beings that I have seen in the field of ophthalmology. And he has his journey in the field of ophthalmology, not ophthalmology, it's a pediatric ophthalmology. So he has done a lot of work in that field. And also he has trained so many ophthalmologists in the field of pediatric ophthalmology, not only in India and also from other countries. That's one of the important things. And still, he was so, even at this caliber, he was so simple, so humble. I don't know how he is. That's a real thing that one thing I want to learn from you, sir. All of us should learn from you. Wonderful, sir. And we are eagerly waiting to listen to your journey in the field of ophthalmology for the more than 40 years. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. R.K. sir. Ever inspiring always. And over to our dynamic secretary, Dr. Madhavan, to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, dear President. dear President Dr. Mohan Rajan, President-elect Dr. R.K. Sir, Dr. Siddharthan, our past President, Dr. K. Ravishankar, and the hero of the day, the luminary of the day, the talk we are looking forward to from Dr. T.S.Surendran Sir, the Vice Chairman, Shankar Netralayam, and members of TNOA and others who are logged in to Facebook and YouTube for this, to hear the success story of our TNOA luminary today, to get inspired, motivated, and rejuvenated. It has been a journey of wonderful journey of learning experience throughout the year. The journey started in September, and we have the Connect series, the Walk the Talk series, the ARC Catalyst, and much more. TNOA is indeed shining. And our president has made it happen with his dynamism and sheer perseverance and hard work. A few important TNOA related updates. So we are making a TNOA database update, and I request all our members to update the data as our future TNOA election is going to be online and one day of offline on Friday, on the day of the conference. And we are gearing up for a fully automated online membership for TNOA, which has been envisaged for the future. In the similar vein, as we all know, the AOS Vice President election is scheduled online in the month end. And we have our one and only Dr. Mohan Rajan for the post of Vice President AOS. I request all the election is going to be exclusively online in the later half of this month, May. And we should update our database with the AOS office so that we get our SMS and online notification from the election office of AOS. So as I was saying, we have so much of activity throughout this past 8 months. And if we could extrapolate this to a larger canvas, the result could be stunning. And it is for us to participate actively, enthusiastically in the AOS election and make it happen. So we are looking forward keenly to hear the golden nuggets from Dr. T.S.Surendran Sir, which we could utilize for our future practice and life activities as well. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Madhavan. I'll be sharing my screen and I'll just introduce Dr. TSS first and then followed by the introduction of the panelists as well. So I'll be sharing my screen now, though Dr. TSS doesn't require any introduction, but I will do it for the sake of the others who are watching this webinar on the YouTube and the Facebook as well. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. As you all know, this month's webinar, the Walk the Talk series, is with the luminary, none other than Dr. T.S.Surendran, Tandalam Sundararajan Surendran, the Vice Chairman of Shankar Netralayam. A person is an iconic personality, and I'm sure the motto of the Walk the Talk series is getting inspired, motivated, rejuvenated. And we also have the panelists here, Dr. Ravishankar and Dr. Siddharthan. Dr. T.S.Surendran, Tandalam Sundararajan Surendran. Tandalam is a small town in Sriperumbudur near Kanchipuram. And from that small town to make it big in the international arena is something which is incredible. And only a person of a caliber of Dr. TSS can do it. Qualification, MBBS from KMC, DO from RAO GOH, MPhil, FRCS Edinburgh, born on 30/9/1953, but it is only a number because As I told you in the beginning, before the webinar started, Dr. T.S.S. is exactly the same what I saw him when I was a student about 30 years back in Shankar Netralaya, and even the earlier photographs which you'll be subsequently seeing. Tandalam Sundarajan Surendran has had enviable positions. He's been the pillar, if not the foundation of Shankar Netralaya. Right from the beginning, when Dr. Badrinath, our chief, started even in Vijaya Hospital, he was there with him. He is the vice chairman and director of the pediatric ophthalmology, director of the Orbis International Breach Project, trustee and board member of the Shankar Netralaya Chennai and Shankar Dev Netralaya Guwahati, Assam, chairman institutional committee for stem cell research, Government Stanley Hospital, Chennai, and board member Chennai Breast Cancer Research Foundation. I don't know how many posts he has got, but he does with equal elan with everything. Positions held: President of the Ophthalmological Society of India and Pediatric Ophthalmic Society of India for 6 years. Has had training with Dr. Marshall Parks and Alan Scott of USA in Squint. 40 years of experience with ophthalmology, mainly pediatric, Botox, contact lens, low vision aids. He's been an excellent teacher, taught students of the postgraduates in ophthalmology and optometry as well. Several awards and accolades to this thing. In fact, if I go through his CV, it will take another full day. It will have one full webinar for that. Dr. T.S.Surendran has received the prestigious Lieutenant Colonel Rangachari Gold Medal from AOS, For the Sake of Honor Award from the Rotary Club, Joseph Jnanadikam Award with the prestigious award from the Award and Oration from TNOA, Best Doctor from the MGR Medical University, Chennai, Lifetime Achievement Award from the Establishment Society of India, Dr. Badrinath Gold Medal, which has been instituted by the Shankar Netra alumni and the Salem Ophthalmic Association from TNOA in Madurai, Lifetime Achievement Award from Vista India Communications, Lifetime Achievement Award from TNOA Pondi in 2018, Lifetime Achievement Award from the Lions Club, February 2020. The number of positions he has held is something which is innumerable. And 55 national conferences presentations, 73 lectures delivered, 13 instruction courses, memberships in various societies like APCOS, AOS, organized 2 major conferences, strabismus, and conducted 3 squint camps at Jalna, seen more than 3 lakh patients and operated more than 35,000 squint surgeries, which is something which is amazing, which is probably a world record. And the way he does squint, and it takes only 2 or 3 minutes. I always used to compare Dr. T.S.S. with Kapil Dev, an all-rounder. Kapil Dev is the Haryana Hurricane, and T.S.S. is the Chennai Hurricane. The way he does squint, the speed in which he does, it is not only the speed, the competence level. The results are for you, for you to see, and all of them will become orthophoric, post-operatively. And he says always, no, it is because of luck. But I'm sure that it is because of his clinical acumen, and how much to resect and how much to recess is something we have all learned from him. An all-rounder, Dr. T.S.Surendran, can be compared only to a man of a caliber of Kapil Dev in cricket, because he can do everything. That's why I call him a multifaceted, versatile Dr. T.S.S., excellent clinician, great academician, super squint surgeon, everybody knows about it, multi-talented, great teacher, great administrator also. And he was taking care of the administration. Even now, he is taking care of the administration of Shankar Netralaya to a large extent, apart from this regular clinical work as well. More importantly, I think these are the 3 qualities of TSS which I admire. Anytime he can pick the phone or enter his room, and he is a go-to man for any problem. He is always available, accessible, approachable. There is no banda. There is no barrier. Straight away you can approach him, you can call him over the phone. And that is why I think TSS stands apart from all other people. And the humility and also the smiling character always, and the positive attitude is very, very infectious to all of us. Friends, I present before you the luminary for the month of May 2022, the luminary of TNOA for the Walk the Talk, Dr. Tandalam Sundarrajan Surendran. A person, above all, is the greatest human being I have ever seen on this planet. With these few words, I also like to introduce the panelists. Both the panelists are very, very big people. The reason I brought them here is because they have got an association with Dr. T.S. One is Dr. Ravi Shankar, who has literally grown up with Dr. T.S.Surendran. Dr. Ravi Shankar, as you all know, is a fantastic anterior segment surgeon. He is a pediatric ophthalmologist. He is also very good in medical retina. He runs the Ramana Eye Center. He is a former CEO of Shankar Netralaya. A person who is known for his calmness, composure, excellent administrative ability, excellent clinician, and excellent surgeon also. And above all, a very, very good friend and a good friend and a guide for all of us when we are students in Shankar Netralaya. The reason why I chose Dr. KRS, as he is fondly called, Dr. KRS has got a very, very, strong relationship or bonding with Dr. TSS. I know that they have all grown up together, and it was, in fact, Dr. TSS who groomed Dr. KRS to become the pediatric ophthalmologist, if I'm not wrong, sir.
Correct.
He is the one who actually elevated Dr. KRS, and subsequently Dr. KRS took over the mantle from Dr. TSS as well when he was there. And I thought Dr. KRS will be the right appropriate person here to share his experience with Dr. TSS, the luminary of TNOA for this month. And of course, Dr. Siddharthan. The reason why I got Siddharthan is the past president of TNOA. And also, you know that Siddharthan is also a fellow of Shankar Netralaya. We did fellowship together, me and Siddharthan, we are fellowship. And we have had very fond memories. And I'm sure Dr. Siddharthan also would agree with me. The relationship we had with Dr. TSS, because Shankar Netralaya used to be a very tense atmosphere. And Dr. TSS is a person who will actually break the ice. And I'm sure Dr. Siddharthan will also agree with me. And his sense of humor is something which is unbelievable. And the way he talks to the children, talks to the parents, I have learned a lot of my communication skills from Dr. Surendran. And Dr. Siddharthan, I'm sure, will share his experience with Dr. TSS as well. Sir, Dr. TSS, the hero of today, it's all yours, sir, for the next 30-35 minutes. Please let me know when I have to share my screen, your screen, in fact. I will share it from my side.
Thank you, Dr. Mohan Rajan, being the president of TNOA, and my colleagues, Dr. Ramakrishnan, Dr. Madhavan, Dr. Siddharth, Dr. KRS. I think I thank one and all, and also the alumni who will be listening to this. As you said, Guru, but there's only one Guru, and Paramaguru is Dr. Badrinath. Okay, so I am also an alumni of Government Ophthalmic Hospital, and I was trained by Dr. E.T. Selvam, that is in the 76, 77 batch. And later, I think I joined, actually Dr. Badranath, the association goes back to 72 now. 1972, I visited HM Hospital along with my uncle, Dr. P.K. Bhaskar, on a Sunday. And I think he was working with Dr. P.C. Reddy, who was the next room. And when we visited Dr. Badranath, he was cleaning the slit lamp, Hack Street slit lamp, which he brought from USA, and with spirit and cotton. And as he was cleaning, he was talking to my uncle. I didn't know him. Actually, my uncle just introduced. I was a young fellow, 72. So just a medical student. And there were no patients for both of them, Dr. Badranath and also P.C. Reddy, that time when we went. So that was my first meeting, and I fell in love with him. So such a simple man, I think, cleaning the slit lamp himself and not wasting even a minute. And later I took a patient with CSR, and he did some angiogram. And I was
Please check your audio, sir.
Audio is there, no? Audio is not there?
It's okay, sir. Okay, sir. Little louder, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think, when I met him, I think later in 75, taking a patient with CSR, he did angiogram. Till that time, I was thinking ophthalmology is just glasses and cataract surgery and some glaucoma surgery. And this man was giving fluorescent angiogram, and then he was showing me the leak and all. That was 75. Then I thought, decided to take up ophthalmology. And later, I think my uncle introduced me to Dr. Badranath, and I joined voluntary health service in May, I think this month, 1977. And you will be surprised that there were Dr. Chandran Abraham, Dr. Mary Abraham, Dr. Manju Kulkarni, Dr. Maithili Sriram, and one Dr. Lakshmi Narayanan, who was earlier physicist, and then later I think went to Berkeley, and he is still associated with us, is popularly known as Vengu, and that was our association. So the actual introduction came from my uncle, dentist uncle, Dr. P.K. Bhaskar. And after joining him in VHS, he told, I think you just concentrate on refraction, which is bread and butter. And now I think the statistics, what he mentioned, I had done so many retinoscopes. Every case I myself have done the retinoscope and developed tennis elbow a couple of times. Even recently I had tennis elbow of only the right hand, and did a little bit of physiotherapy. That time we were in Vijaya Hospital, and voluntary health service. And Vijaya Hospital, Babu Rajendran was there, along with I think later Dr. Anandakannan. I think once we shifted, Dr. Ravindra was our first fellow. Before that, Dr. Humayun Beg, who is now in Melbourne, he was also there. Then I think Dr. Anant, who is no more, he is from St. Joseph Trichy, he was also there. This was the primary team. And when we shifted to the new campus at Shankar Nethralaya, there was no money at all. And I think it's an interesting story that I'll just take 2 minutes, that how I joined Dr. Badranath. After VHS, and then once he started Shankar Nethralaya, he told me, I think just first you think whether you can commit for a longer time, and also the pay will be very less. It will be only 750 rupees. And he told me that your wife also is a housewife. I don't think, I got married in 78, January. So he told me that I think you cannot support with the income what we give. At that time, Professor E.T. Selvam, I think through Dr. J. Agarwal, he offered 1,500, double the salary of what Dr. Badranath offered. And apart from that, Agarwal also told that you can do private practice. and the works ends by 4 o'clock, but you will have to come at 6 o'clock in the morning and have a gap in between. That is a deal with which he told. And Dr. Badranath was not favoring me joining Shankar Nethralaya at all, even after short innings at voluntary health service. He again and again told that once we start this, I think it's not my private practice, so the pay will be very less, and I don't think you will be able to make the both ends meet. And I had a very wonderful wife who could accommodate with me, and strong support from my parents. My father was joint secretary that time, and he was getting something like 2,000 and odd. He said he will support. And after Dr. Badrinath told, I think I just discussed with my father and parents, they told, I think you join only Dr. Badrinath. We wanted to have you a straight life. I think money will come and go, but you budget yourself like what I have done for you people. My sister also is an ophthalmologist in Salem. Dr. Siddharth knows. I think one younger brother who worked in TVS. So 3 people you could manage with that income. He said, budget yourself and go and join back. So after 3 days, I went and joined back Dr. Badranath. And just I cannot imagine the affection what he showed that day. He just simply hugged me, and then he took nook and corner and was even introducing to the ward boy. That time Karpia was there, even he was there in Vijay Hospital. He told Surendran is joining us, Surendran is joining us, like that. He was so elated. And at that promise, I have kept it still till date. So I think you can imagine 78 to 2022. I think it's a very long innings, longest innings, I would say. And so I think I enjoy the working atmosphere here. I think I see a lot of patients. Still, I do about 30 to 35 outpatients and 6 surgeries on Wednesdays. And nothing has changed. And I think earlier days, so many things had happened, and I was sent to Rajendra Prasad Center. It will also be interesting to know that Dr. Ananda Kannan was heading the squint department along with cornea and I think contact lens, and Dr. Ram was heading the glaucoma department. He was called as tick Ram because he will put a tick disc macula, one small tick. He was called as tick Ram, and he was trained by that famous I think glaucoma specialist from England, Perkins. Keratometer. So Perkins he trained under Perkins, and now he moved out to Vizag after a year. And Babu Rajendran also left after a year. And then Dr. Badrinath asked me whether I can manage the squint. I was hesitating. Within 1 hour, he fixed up Rajendra Prasad Center and All India Institute to be trained by Professor Prem Prakash in squint, and Dr. Dada for contact lenses. And I had a good stint of 1 whole year as not as a resident nor as a faculty. I was in between, and I had a good training under Professor Prem Prakash. So he became the second guru. Then I think later, at that time I was doing cataracts and squint surgeries. But till 84, when I was doing cataracts from 78, the list used to be 8 or 9 cataracts and only 2 or 3 squints. And then I told Dr. Badranath, I think that time Ravi Shankar joined. First, I think Prema Padmanabhan, then Ravi Shankar, then Lingam Gopal. Lingam Gopal has come back, as you know. So they are all the pillars along with Manju Kulkarni. And I had to mention about Sridhar Rao also, one of the pillars in glaucoma. So when Ram left, I think we sent, and I was a kingmaker that time. I told, I think we will send even 9th month Sridhar Rao to Boston. And he left before I left. And he got trained in Boston. and started taking care of glaucoma. Then Manju Kulkarni was sent to Boston again for cornea because we had a common link of Dr. Mohandas Kinney. They were all the founders. And after all these people went, then I went to Marshall Parks in '83. But after coming back, I just told the team that I will be stopping cataract, doing cataract. Then Dr. Badranath was surprised because bread and butter, he said, cataract and whatever specialty, subspecialty you have. That time squint was not taken by that many people. I joined as a vitreoretinal fellow. I got trained in only vitreoretinal, but later they put me to squint and pediatric ophthalmology and also contact lens, as I was trained by Dr. Dada along with this low vision clinic. With this, I think the voting was done, and Dr. Ravi Shankar, who is here, he also voted against doing the cataracts. But I was very firm, and I was a blue-eyed boy, I would say, with Dr. Badrinath. The whole tenure, I think I just had one kadi, that's all. That is also a record.
The record.
I think everybody, including KRS, has had quite kadis. So I was a blue-eyed boy. I don't know why. I think he liked me and I liked him. So many personal this thing we have shared, and I used to be good in typewriting and also shorthand. So after 5 o'clock, he used to take me and write letters to R. Venkatraman like that, and I used to type and give it off. Like I was working like a secretary. And one day, I think I remember that we consumed 1 kilo of palazal cashew nuts. Just the meeting was going on. 1 kilo of palazal. Now you can imagine why both of us are obese. I was 89 and he was 120 kg. Now he's 89. Now my weight.
Mm.
So this was so many meetings like that. It was going on. And when other people were actually contributing, they would see 80 patients. But beyond that, I think I stayed, and then it was almost 8 to 8 work. And I became the assistant medical director in 92 or so, then medical director 98. Then I think Dr. Bhaskar also, I think, was there from the beginning as a physician. And all this, I think, started with Dr. Badrinath operating the senior Sankaracharya, the Paramaguru, and then later Paramacharya, the later Jayendra Saraswati, who initiated him to start the Shankara Netralaya. And you know the mission. And Dr. Badrinath, actually, I can tell, I think this 1 hour is not sufficient. He was a visionary. I think there are very popular 3 visionaries I know of: Dr. G. Venkatasamy, Dr. V. Venkatasamy with Aravind, and Dr. L.V. Prasad Gulapalli Rao. I think this Gulapalli Rao, these 3 people started big institutions, and their focus was only the institution, and all of them had, I think, their only, this thing was hard work. They didn't have any background at all, no money. And but I think Gulapalli Rao had some money. He put up his own money also, with L.V. Prasad giving him some 5 acres of land, and also some 2 crores of token money. But he was lucky that way. But Dr. Badrinath, I think, only hard work. So straight away we went in for Andhra Bank loan of 26 lakhs. And then we bought that property in College Road, 18 College Road. And there was one Parsi couple who sold that property to Shankar Netralaya. And the rest is history. From that, I think so many buildings have come. We acquired the Wellingtons. Then we have branches in Raja Annamalapuram. We have St. Thomas Mount, a very big complex. All these things are there. The important thing I learned from Dr. Badrinath was the encouragement what he gave. He told once I became an assistant medical director, I think he told me that you do MPhil from CMC Vellore, Tulane University of USA, and I think it is tripartite commitment. And myself and Mr. Chandran, our Chief General Manager, both of us went to Vellore contact programs, and we finished that MPhil. He thought this will help in running the hospital administration better. And later, I think one of the board members actually suggested some sort of administrative change. We told that I think doctors could not waste time on administration. That's how I think the CEO concept was brought, but that failed. And then later again, Dr. Badrinath came back to me, and I told, I think if I take it up another 20 years, I will be the CEO. So you give it off to next people, Prema Padmanabhan, Ravi Shankar, like that. After Prema Padmanabhan refused, I think the mantle was given to our KRS. He was my associate for such a long time, and I groomed him in squint. He was an excellent cataract surgeon. He also used to do about 60-80. And we had our great Dr. Prema Padmanabhan, who had done the President of India, past K.R. Narayanan, and also some 6 governors she had operated. And even now she's still operating a lot of VIPs of the city. And the thing goes on along with Vijaya, I had to mention. Vijaya was heading the glaucoma department after Sridhar Rao left. One more luminary, one more personality I should mention is Dr. Nirmala Subramaniam. Nirmala Subramaniam was heading the oculoplasty, and Dr. Ian Sundarraj, you may be remembering him as a good anesthetist, along with, before that, Dr. Appukutti. And this is the history of Shankara Nethralaya in a nutshell. Now we have 2 branches in Calcutta, 150 consultants, 1,600 employees, and we have one in Tiruvannamalai also, one free hospital. Sri City, we are running it, and apart from 5 centers in Chennai, and I think next is we are planning to have one in Raja Annamala, what is it? Rayapuram, that one Agastya Theatre, they are donating to us, and also one more center in OMR Road. And the era now is before Badrinath and after Badrinath for the hospital also. So when Badrinath was there, he was the board. He could take decisions, and those 17 members were there. But now I think we had to take everything through the McKinsey, like that. I think suppose I think we are taking this Rayapuram area, they will do a study. Of course, we had to pay money. We also have taken Ernst Young Associates, and even for choosing the head of the institution. And right now, I think we are going through 2.0, like the future. So we handed over the mantle to Dr. Girish Rao. He's a young man from our center, did his ophthalmology and fellowship in 92-93, and joined our sister organization, Ganapati Nethralaya, and he was the medical director there. So with that experience, he was made the medical director and also presently the president of the board. And I continue to be the vice chairman. Chairman post is still vacant. We never wanted to fill it up with Dr. Badrinath. And Dr. Badrinath continues to be the chairman emeritus. And other important thing about our hospital is that a lot of VIP patients, right from R. Venkatraman. So I had the fortune of helping Dr. Badrinath. In fact, when R. Venkatraman got operated, I flew with him and then looked after him in Delhi.
So you share the photos, sir?
Yeah, you can.
Can I share, sir?
2 minutes.
Yes.
The number of VIPs I remember. FGR, I had fixed contact lenses. I gave the first glasses to Rajinikanth, and twice we operated him for some lesion, and after 85, 90s, I think he disappeared, but I have seen 12 movies with him. Along Dr. Badrinath came for 2 movies, and then Nitish Kumar, Bhuta Singh, they were all my patients, and also M. Karunanidhi, Stalin, and many ministers, R.M. Veerappan, Zail Singh, the Vairamuttu, A.V.M. Saravanan, Nelli Chettiar, like that the list goes on. I think now you can share.
I'll share, sir. No. Thank you, sir. Able to see the slides there?
Yes.
Okay, sir. You can talk, sir.
Yeah, this was actually the inauguration of our Raja Annamalapuram Center recently, and also St. Thomas Mount Justlo Community Ophthalmic Center. They have put up 125 beds with 50 operating facility, and that is a 4.5 acre land donated by Dr. V.G. Appukutti. And we find the main administrator, Mr. Ramachandran, on the left, myself, and our Chief Minister, Dr. Girish Rao, and Suresh, our General Manager. And this happened last July. This just, I think, for one of the functions that KB Nirvo block, and Dr. Badrinath and Lingam Gopal went, but somehow I think the communication was not there or something like that, and it was not true for inaugurating our KB Nirvo block. So I went and explained again to him that 6th September happens to be our anniversary day, and he had committed for Agarwal Hospital also that day. So then once I explained, he accepted, and he inaugurated in July 2007 as a Chief Minister. Next. This photograph you also have, Vaidyanathan was also contributed a lot, who is the honorary secretary for almost 35 years. And on the other side, you have President Mohan Rao, and Arkat Virasamy was the health minister. Deepak Parekh was a major donor. Shankar Netralia gets lots of donation. Dr. Badrinath, personally, he has crossed more than 350 crores getting donation. I am happy to say that I am now in charge of fundraising, and I could make up 25 crores last year, 21 to 22, without Dr. Badrinath. So the trend goes on, but he was traveling left and right, and we also have Home Trust. Next. Lingam Gopal, Suresh, Swan. This was surgery for Mrs. Karunanidhi. That time, I think Dr. Badrinath brought the group operated by Prema Padmanabhan, and I think this was the picture. So this was a nice photograph that R. Venkatraman was the president. He inaugurated our rural eye hospital at St. Thomas Mount, and 1989. And this photograph came from the president's office along with the signature at the bottom. So a very nostalgic picture. I'm having it in my house also. Next. K.R. Narayanan was operated by Prema Padmanabhan. I think one eye was not functioning well. It's not the surgical problem, but he had some central vein occlusion, etc. And other eye, he was actually literally managing with a magnifier, and Prema operated K.R. Narayanan, and I have a gift given by him, very nostalgic memories, because I spent 10 days with him. He stayed in Wellington for 10 days, and only 4 of us were allowed: Prema, myself, Dr. Badrinath, and one more. And he was visited by only 2 people, Fatima Bibi as a governor, and Dr. Karunanidhi as a chief minister. Next.
Abdul Kalam.
Abdul Kalam was again very nostalgic, And Abdul Kalam started the satellite center of Shankar Netralaya 2003. There was a major music academy. And also he visited all the laboratories, 2 visits he made. And Abdul Kalam, what he said while starting the satellite clinic was that you should go, he gave an appointment at 12 o'clock, that I forgot, 12 o'clock in the night and at Rajbhavan. And one day before the satellite function, satellite inauguration function. And 12 o'clock, what he was asking was, he was just saw some 10 visitors. And then last, we were there, I think, to see him off. And he asked us about what is the satellite, what I'm supposed to speak like that. Then once we explained, he told me that you take this van to your Tandalam and send me an email. And he just gave a small paper, a bit of paper with his email ID. So very great man. 12 o'clock, and all the secretary also went off to sleep. 11 o'clock itself, they went off to sleep. He came, landed at 10:10. From 10:10, he was seeing M.M. Ramaswamy, all sorts of, his family also came, his brother's family. And a very nostalgic memory. Next day, he went to Sriharihota, and evening he inaugurated our Shankar Netralaya, very dynamic man, that satellite center. Chidambaram also has been a well-wisher a number of times. He has also made arrangements to get donations from LIC of India. And he was a good speaker. And Gopal was the chairman that time, chairman-elect. So we received him. We had a function at Raja Annamalai. Next. This is just my thing.
TNOA Madurai.
Yes. TNOA always, I think, cherish the memories, because right from 1977, I've been attending. Only a couple of years I could not attend. But from 1977, we had, I think, very big, this thing, hurricane and all. And Shiva Reddy was there. All got struck in Trichy. And St. Joseph Hospital conducted that conference. That was the first conference, and Dr. Chandran Abraham was rehearsing with me his paper. His paper was on diazepam before cataract operation. So nostalgic memories. So TNOA, part of TNOA, I envy Mohan Rajan for becoming the president and all. I have not taken any office bearer. That way I'm a little lazy person. But I have a soft corner for TNOA and try to make it. And even this year also, August, I am planning to come, Mohan. I think have a...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please come, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah. This was given by Kiran Bedi. This is that singing the best doctor, which he mentioned from Governor Rosaya. He was also our patient. And Dr. Vijay was the health minister. Nitish Kumar, actually his sister's daughter I operated for squint. And he was a railway minister at that time. He was just waiting outside, just like any ordinary man. I was fascinated by him. Next. This is a very important picture because nobody knew the history of Shankar Netralaya. 83, King of Spain came to Shankar Netralaya, and that is the only function where a chief minister, M.G. Ramachandran, came half an hour before the function. So the function was supposed to be at 4 o'clock. He was there at 3:30, and he was tensed up waiting for the King of Spain. And this was the inauguration of the Venugopal block, where Mohan Rajan, everybody got trained. Siddharth. Venugopal block was meant for retina persons. So he's, after shaking hands with Sridhar Rao, he's trying to shake hands with me. I'm there next to him. Chandran Abraham is there. Then MGR, you could see Dr. Badrinath on the left side. Former Health Minister Anbu Mani. Actually, I was hosting 2 squint seminars, Ophthalmological Society of India. So I invited Anbu Mani as the Union Health Minister. This was the occasion. And Dr. Badrinath was asking for him to start something in Sikkim and all, which never happened. Incidentally, I also happened to head the Orbis. From 2003, it has been going on. And this was again grand function of, I think this was M.S. Subbulakshmi. M.S. Subbulakshmi has done yeoman service to Shankar Netralaya. The first function was with Rajiv Gandhi. I was there, and there we collected some money, and we had some program. And now all the, I think her LP records are all giving back us some royalty. Still it is going on. And Dr. Badranath conducted a very major function in United Nations, almost 6 crores, I think he spent for the whole thing, including, and I think he got back as donation, but it was a very grand function with Abdul Rahman playing the concerts. I have all the tapes of Abdul Rahman music, and Vaidyanathan is there. And this was superstar. He actually got operated for a small lesion later, as I told you. That time, I think he was jumping and wanted to run away because he was so scared of the injection. And actually, we had to hold him, 4 or 5 people. And then later, I think using that opportunity, we invited him for the inauguration of the iBank, Shah iBank. Shah iBank started in 1980, but later I think Rajinikanth gave us 2 lakhs donation, and with the interest of the donation, he wanted to perform free penetrating keratoplasties. So part and parcel, as I told you, I have seen 12 movies with him, and that is all nostalgic memories. But I lost touch after 90. And S.P. Muthuraman is there, who had directed 25 movies with Rajinikanth. This was just my marriage photo.
Most important slide, sir.
1978, my father is there, and Rogi there doing this thing. And 29/1/78, this wedding Dr. Badranath attended. So if this wedding was before Shankar Netralaya started. So he was there, and also I forgot to mention, one more consultant was there, Dr. Maithili Sriram. So both of us got married on the same day. Next.
So where was the wedding, sir?
This wedding was in Balaji Mandapam, T Nagar.
The Radhakrishnan Street.
To my wife's house. Crescent Park, where Mohan Rajan lived, same house.
Yes, sir. Agasthyar Koil, near Agasthyar Koil.
Near Agasthyar Koil. But my wife was living in same 4 Crescent Park Street where you lived, Mohan Rajan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This was the interesting photo. Dr. Badri, you can see how handsome, tall, and without mush those days. This was again 29/1/78 with bubbling Vasanti there. And my wife was looking like Kar Vijay that time, I remember. And I was average. My auntie is there. My auntie and my uncle, Dr. P.K. Bhaskar, who introduced. The person behind is Dr. Humayun Beg. Humayun Beg was the first fellow, as I told you. And he was helping Professor E.T. Selvam to do a lot of retinal detachment surgeries with the training what he had with Dr. Badranath. This is my better half who has been supporting me all these years. Without her, I think it would not have been possible to manage with the meager salary with which we started. Now we are comfortable, but it was quite tough. Especially, I cannot this thing that convey that I think my daughter was in Good Shepherd Convent. That is another interesting story, how she got the admission. I operated one of the teachers who had 90% squint.
Oh.
I did, became orthophoric. So July only I applied for the Good Shepherd, and once they came to my room, they say squint operation, everybody will know. The whole Good Shepherd Convent knew about my name. So the principal told immediately, you put her here. But later, when some flood control and all, she used to take only 10 rupees, whereas other girls will bring 100. This and all little trauma with the meager pay. But I think my children also, I think, manage with my income, and I think they were brought up in the same way, hard way, like what I had the early childhood. Next. This is just Ambani's house. I think has a lot of VIPs, as I told you. This is that Alitalia or whatever, it is a costliest house in the world. And at the entrance, I think that Italian, this thing is there, chandelier. And we were taken this photograph, and then the marriage was in a 2000 square hall where we met. Whatever, I think you cannot call me as a luminary when you go there. I think from Sachin Tendulkar, Shah Rukh Khan, and the entire Bollywood was there, entire ministry, central ministry, Arun Jaitley was there. That was a wonderful feeling. So immediately when you go back, you can pick up this photograph. The thing, idlis were flown from Saravana, that no, Murugan idli, about I think 600 idlis were flown separately, and chartered flight, Hotel Oceanic, Mercedes, everything was there. That was fantasy. Right, next. This is our trip to Singapore. We had a jolly trip with my close friend, Dr. Shiva. This is that safari, night safari, very famous night safari in Singapore. We also had a lot of visits. I think Shankar Netralaya always will encourage, will give less pay, but will encourage more conferences and also visits like this. And right from 83, I've been going to all the places, Asia Pacific, all countries I had visited, thanks to Shankar Netralaya. And also, I am the scientific secretary of the APCOS. This picture was just drawn by one of my patients, Kalada. I think this is all nostalgic memories. You find Sita Lakshmi, wife of Tarun Sharma, and next is Priya, who is
Sita Priya.
daughter. Sita
Priya.
Priya. She was in the
Sita Lakshmi, Sita Priya, and Venkatamadhavi.
Venkatamadhavi is Surya Prakash.
Right.
And you find Murali Krishnan on the other side,
Here.
who was with Mohan Rajan for a long time. Next. First batch of diploma students. This is nothing, you used to change it. So awards and all will come, I think. Next. I think I was given ad hominem. That is actually, I need not pay like Ravi Shankar and all. Ad hominem, they just make you to stand and speak about you for 5 minutes. 5 of us were selected. These are all my pictures in USA. And the previous picture you can show me, Vasanti Badranath is there. This is Vasanti Badranath.
This one, sir?
No, not this one. The right side, Vasanti Badranath's niece house. And this one is Seshu Badrinath in Shattuck near Boston. So I just visited, and the other one is Washington near Marshall Park's office.
Hemant Doshi.
Unfortunately, I think we have a lot of this thing with alumni. Thanks to again Mohan Rajan and Natti. They have been doing yeoman service to the alumni, and July they are meeting. And Doshi was with me for a couple of days, and we went to the American Academy together. And this is again Boston. And you can see Jay Biswas and myself. The photograph was lying in chief's table for a few months. And I don't know what made him to keep that. Even his family pictures will not be there. But this picture he had on his table for a long time. This was another interesting picture for a camp. Badrinath was holding that e-chart and all, and I was on this side, I think probably recording the vision and all. So this we went with the un-air conditioned atmosphere from Shankar Netralaya to this place. Whole day we spent on a camp. I am sure that Ramakrishnan and all would have had hundreds of visits like this, but we went once or twice, and we were always in a cozy atmosphere. Ramakrishnan, we are all very fortunate. How you people slogged in Arvind, I know.
Yeah.
This is just one rare
Yeah.
camp event. Sivasalam endowment. Sivasalam actually has been my patient for 30, 40 years. And I think there's a very big donation from them, and we have a Sivasalam block. This was arranged at Ramamurthy was there as at the KG hospital as a consultant. And Ramamurthy then moved on to another place. This was just a farewell party for Dr. Tarun Sharma at Annalakshmi, hosted by Dr. Badrinath. So Dr. Badrinath is there, Vasanti is there. That time only Dr. Badrinath started using the walking stick. This is about 5 years back,
5 years back.
2017 he left, Bhaskar and myself. This is my team. I think my team, I am happy to share that we are seeing about 25,000 outpatients a year only in the main hospital, along with 3,000 surgeries per year. It's one of the biggest pediatric ophthalmology departments. Though when compared to retina, we are really pediatric, nano department. Next. Graduation ceremony of MR of BITS. I think initially we had a collaboration with BITS, and Ravi Shankar was the registrar. He has done a lot for the elite school of optometry, and I was giving a supporting role of taking classes the whole year, and on binocular vision, contact lenses, and low vision aids. One of the graduation ceremony, and vision testing and training program for Orbis, and we train the school teachers how to record the vision. Next. Shraddhanjali to Nani Palkiwala. I must mention here, Nani Palkiwala gave off his entire will and property to Shankar Nethralaya. So that was amazing. And I think like that, I think donations have been pouring. That's how we are able to manage. With the budget, only 10% is pumped back into the expansion, but rest is from donations. These are all photographs on the Independence Day. We celebrate in a big way. And you'll be surprised that Chief Minister of Bengal, I think a very long veteran, I forgot his name.
Jyoti Basu.
Jyoti Basu, you are right.
Yes, sir.
Budev. He came and hoisted the flag. And this time, I think SP Muthuraman 2008. But a lot of luminaries have come and I think hoisted the flag at Shankar Nethralaya, though it is not like Red Fort. All,
Nice pose, sir.
yes, yeah.
Nice pose.
Yeah, I think Prema Padmanabhan, and she is still going strong, and I am there, and Lingam Gopal, all pillars of Shankar Nethralaya. You find the J. Biswas on the other side. I think it will be little this thing for Ramakrishna and all, boring for Ramakrishna and all.
No, sir, very interesting, sir. No, it's very nice to see all these wonderful,
My clinic.
wonderful photos, sir. ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு, sir.
My clinic was actually, the interior decoration was done by Dr. Sujata Bua, only ophthalmologist. We never even paid for that also. The playing area, everything was planned by the in-house. Meenakshi Swaminathan also did a lot of work. With the Orbis, I think we did the thing. This is my first salary, 750 per month. You are not finding even Dr. Badrinath's name there. Nagireddy, Mohan Rao, V.D. Swami, Chinnappadevar, Ramaswamy, M.M. Ramaswamy, V. Vaidya Subramaniyer, then C. Ramakrishna. Only C. Ramakrishna was living till last year, and he died of COVID. V.D. Swami was the person who gave me the appointment order, 6/9/1978. It's historical. The day Shankar Nethralaya was born. These are all, I think, a lot of nostalgic this thing. I think Mohan Rajan will identify the retinal surgeon, very famous, Joknovic or something like that. His name you cannot pronounce.
Djokovic.
Correct. Sridhar Rao is there. My sister is sitting next
Not
to me,
Djokovic. Yeah.
and I am here. Sujata, I am next to Sujata Mohan.
I'm on the top, sir, right side. next to KV Ravishankar.
Is there? Where's there?
Top row, sir, right side.
Dadi is there, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Hemant Doshi is there.
Hemant Doshi is
Cyrus from.
Have a look at Nati next to Chief.
Yes. I think if I remember correct, you organized this picture. Otherwise, we are not taking any pictures at all. Lingam Gopal is there. Lingam Gopal had a black beard and white hair. Even that. The nostalgic. That Chandran Abraham is there. This is my sister's wedding. My sister's wedding, again, the top notch of Shankara Netralia was there. My uncle is there, P.K. Bhaskar. Right. Next. I am having the first workshop in Squint. This is not of much interest. Prem Prakash is there in the center. C.P. Gupta is there. I met C.P. Gupta's son, and Tony Fernandez is there. He just had a bypass surgery 20 years back. I visited him in Vijaya Hospital, operated by Cherian. He is still going strong. And I think rest of them are all Kerala ophthalmologists. Next.
KRS is there.
I think Ravi Shankar is there. This is another function of Shankar Netralia. Vaidyanathan is there. Remember who it is. Okay, next.
So that's the last one, sir.
Right. I think you have got enough nostalgia pictures. Just see whether anything else. We have that sister organization. One is Medical Research Foundation, other one is Vision Research Foundation. Vision Research Foundation is the first KB Nirvo block where Mohan Rajan has come number of times. And US Home Trust is there. Donations, I told you. Fundraising, I told you. And I told you about the future plans. And I have also, I'm happy to share that my records, I am not boasting myself. 3 generations I have operated, grandmother, mother, and granddaughter. And apart from 25 twins and 1 triplets. That is my record with 6 cyclic squints. Maybe world record, I don't know, but I thought I will mention. I think with this, we are also doing a lot of free work, and MISU is another project, Mobile Eye Surgical Unit, where Shankara Netralia is the only institution where the surgeries can be performed in the operation theatre. With this, goodbye.
Fantastic. Fantastic, sir. So if it was a physical meeting, we would have given a standing ovation for you, sir.
Oh, no.
Really, seriously, because you have given the journey of Netralia. In essence, it's your journey also. And if you look at the history, right from the inception of Netralia, Shankara Netralia, you've been with Dr. Badrinath, our chief, right from the beginning, and still you are with him, even after about more than 42 years now. You are still with the institution, taking over the mantle of Dr. Badrinath and doing it very successfully. Yeah, you are an inspiration for all of us, sir. You are really a role model for all of us to emulate. And before I go to the panelists, sir, I just want to ask you a few questions.
Please.
One is, because I know you very well, sir, because I have worked with you and I've had several good moments with you also during my posting, during my postgraduate in ophthalmology. And I wanted to know what made you take up ophthalmology, sir? If not taken ophthalmology, you would have taken something else. What made you? Because there are no ophthalmologists in your family, if I'm right. Yeah. Why? What made you take up ophthalmology? And your sister has also taken up ophthalmology. What is the reason?
I had maximum marks only in general surgery. Ophthalmology, I got only B+, which is just 55%. That's all. A+ is 65 and above. So I was thinking of taking surgery, but as I told you, 75 when I met Dr. Badrinath doing the angiogram and all, I thought that there's much more in ophthalmology, because what I saw in as a fourth year student in MBBS was something different. They were doing only cataracts. Abraham was there. Actually, when I went for the fourth year, J.E. Abraham was there. He was doing a beautiful cataract surgery.
Intracapsular.
Glaucoma was there, intracapsular. Later, cryo came. E.T. Selvam used to do 30, 40 surgeries there a day. And Sukumar, Surya Prakash, and myself, we were three Sioux fellows. And also creating Galata in the unit, E.T. Selvam unit. 18 of us were there. And we were mischief makers. I think ragging the girls.
உங்களை பார்த்து அப்படி தெரியலையே சார்.
இல்லை சார், எல்லாம் பண்ண
இல்ல சார், சகலகலா வல்லவன் சார் அவரு.
அந்த பார்த்த உடனே தான் சார் ஆஞ்சியோகிராம் எல்லாம் பண்ண உடனே I thought there's something more in ophthalmology than simply cataracts and glasses. That is the impression initially I had.
So your main inspiration was Chief.
Chief.
Yeah, if not for Chief, you wouldn't have got into ophthalmology. Second
it,
thing is what is the, because you are so casual in your work, and in a sense that you do about 20 spins in a few hours time. I have seen it myself, and without any problem at all, and all of them are under GA cases, many of them. And at the same time, you see about 40, 50, 60 patients in the OP. And at the end of the day, also, you always have a smile at the in your face, and you are amenable always. And you never, I have not seen you with a frown on your face. That's something which is very, very unique. And what is your work-life balance? What you have done, sir? What is the message for all the ophthalmologists? Work-life balance.
One gift, but you have pain inside. A lot of things will be happening home front and this thing. So I think you will have to hide. But another interesting thing is the taking up contact lens and seeing the young mothers of the children. You have your own problems. I had 3 love letters, and I think all of them I showed it to Dr. Badrinath because I didn't want to have any problem. I was married already. So I think he tackled it. But you know what comment he passed? See, I am not getting anything. I got 50 letters I got today, and not even one love letter. I think I have met with Ravi Shankar. So that was there. I think you are prone for this. So you enjoy with the patients, not that with the other attitude, just passion for patients.
Yes, absolutely, sir. I think the important take-home message from Dr. Surendran is that I think you should have passion for whatever you're doing. You should enjoy your work. Then you will not feel tired even at the end of the day after seeing about 70, 80 patients and doing so many surgeries. Something which we have all learned as SN alumni. And we are continuing to learn as well. And every week I call him up, and he calls me up. It's really a pleasure to talk to him because he always comes up with some new anecdotes and stories. And fantastic, sir. It is a really great thing. Now we go on to the panelist, Dr. KRS. I know how important KRS is to all of us, and especially to Dr. TSS. Sir, I want your inputs on Dr. TSS. Sir.
Yeah, what can I say about TSS? My very close friend. So I've been associated with SN. I've been associated with TSS since I joined in 82 or so, I think. So when I joined, he was not there. He had gone to RP Center. When he came back, I mean, we just hit off very well. And many times, as you said in the beginning, a light moment occurs when TSS is around. So all of us were very serious during our fellowship. Chief scoldings and all we used to get. But I think once TSS is there, I think it just lightens the mood. The best part is I have never seen him scold anybody. He will just put it in such a manner that the other person will just go away without getting hurt. That is just a wonderful character.
Wonderful quality. Yes, sir.
And somehow we just hit off, and it so happened that after I finished my VR fellowship, when Chief asked me, can you help TSS? I just said, no problem. And I was I was always game for anything related to ophthalmology. I was game. So he said, why don't you just work with TSS and then learn some amount of squint so that you can unburden him. That's fine. So I was with him for maybe a month or so as an observer, 1 month or 2 months, I don't remember. Since then, I was also doing squint, contact lens, low vision aid. And then since I had a VR background, and when they wanted me to do medical retina, I chipped in there. And then the school of optometry started, and we were handpicked by chief, both me and TSS. And that was, we ran the school almost, day-to-day problems we ran. And we went to Berkeley, we followed each other. I think we were in Berkeley for about 6 months. I think first, I think TSS went or I went, I don't remember.
I went first.
You went. So you went to Berkeley, then followed by me. Yeah, likewise, I think the School of Optometry also grew because of our association and because of all the inputs from this thing. And almost every day, I used to land up in TSS cubicle, which was next to mine, and we used to chat, gossip 5 minutes before we start our work, and maybe about 15-20 minutes after the show is over. So Sridhar also used to join us. Remember?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And yes, I think we, more than and colleague, he was a very close friend. I can relate anything to him. And I also stayed in the apartment where he stayed now in Jagdambal Street. And after I left Netralia, I continued to be associated with him. I mean, I really hats off to him. Ever smiling face, a man who knows to do squint surgery in a simplified manner. His clinical acumen of squint is just amazing. If it is just hand, he will just know how much of deviation he has. I don't think he has ever seen him do the measurement, squint measurement. But after the end, after the surgery is over, you can find that is orthopedic. That is how his clinical acumen is. So hats off to Surendran. I may our friendship grow further.
Thank you, sir. I think you hit the nail on the head, sir. Because I've seen all my pediatric ophthalmologists now with the prism bar and all that. But no, our man, our superstar, the squint superstar, I would say, he will do like this, like this, like this, like this, and he'll say, LR recession 5 millimeter, 6 millimeter, bilateral LR recession, MR, LR. I don't know, you will be surprised. But next day, as you rightly said, I think it's a healing touch and divine blessings only.
And also the way for resection, everybody you use a clamp, but he will never use a clamp. He'll just put sutures.
Absolutely.
That is how I learned, and that is how, and the way I do is almost same as what he does.
And he has also devised a clamp, which is named after him.
Yeah, and let us not forget the Rangachari medal. I think it's an innovative work he had done. No.
Yes.
It's portable keratometer. I think those days, I think we had a lot of unilateral aphakia.
Yeah.
And congenital cataract.
Yes.
So having the child put into a keratometer was almost impossible. He devised a portable keratometer where the keratometer will go to the child and then will take the reading. And that's something, he got award for that portable keratometer.
Fantastic, sir.
And the way he used to handle those contact lenses, in a minute he will just put the contact lens. Those days it was only RGP lenses.
Yes.
I remember putting cosmetic lenses for Sri Devi actress that time.
Right.
The number of cine people, even that Mansoor Ali Khan, another.
Very good, sir. Yeah. I think
I missed I think both of us have the same T-shirt. We never planned.
Yeah, I still remember, sir. I think Dr. T.S.S., Dr. KRS, and Dr. Sridhar Rao, you all used to meet sometime in the evening in T.S.S. room. Yes, and because sometimes I'll be posted there, and you will real fun. I think T.S.S. was actually the stress buster in Shankar Nethralaya, I would say. Now we go on to the next panelist, Dr. Siddharthan. Siddharthan has been the past president of TNOA, runs a very busy hospital, as you know, in Salem. He's been associated with Shankar Nethralaya for so many, and his son is a pediatric ophthalmologist trained under Dr. T.S.S. And Siddharthan, I'm sure you'll have some good insights.
Thank you, Mohan. For those who have participated in the alumni meetings and listened to Dr. T.S.'s talk, will know why I'm so careful when I say the name Botox injection. Because if you don't pronounce it properly, you know what will happen. T.S. sir knows that.
It become Botox.
Yeah.
Good.
And I would call him our MS Dhoni's Peri Anna. He is the most cool cucumber, coolest captain. And as Ravi Shankar also pointed out, it's so nice, very easy to be with him, talk to him. You know, that gave us a very good, easy access to him. That was what I used to like when I was there in Nethralaya. Then anything, okay, go to TSS. You feel nice to talk to him. And he's always been supportive from the day one. The moment he set sight on me, he is always encouraging and supporting. That is very, very important. And his sister, Vasudharani, was also my classmate. And she did ophthalmology, and then she practiced here in Salem. She settled in Salem. So we do meet quite often. So that way I have some portion of the TSS here in Salem. Okay. And Dr. TSS is, to me, a very, very important pillar of Nethralaya. Everybody knows that, and he's the main reason behind all of us enjoying our postings in Nethralaya. Thanks to you, sir. Thank you so much. And it's always a pleasure to remember your birthdays. And thank you, sir.
How is Suvan? Your son doing well?
He's fine, sir. He's doing very well.
Fantastic, Siddharthan. I think you have gone the very right essence of Dr. TSS. Dr. Ramakrishnan, you know, you are from Aravind, a different institution altogether, and but we all know that Dr. TSS is such a famous figure. What's your what do you call inputs on Dr. TSS?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the wonderful the way in which you have narrated your journey from the inception. You started your ophthalmology career when you were doing medical student itself. It's really nice to listen. Another thing I like him is when he said about his salary of $750 per month. Really, in being in Chennai and joining with such a small amount of money, really, it's unless you have some dedication or something, it's very, very difficult to think of that. Really, I'm very, very happy that in that way, because we are also in the same room like that only, you know very well. And another thing is the donation part, you know, you were enough to share your experiences, because even you last year you have generated close to 25 crores. Really, because we are not doing that, but really it's not an easy task. You are able to get such a large, huge sum of donation, but we have not tried, and also we don't know that, but really it's one of the important things to run a charitable institution. Another thing I want to know, sir, still you are seeing cases and doing surgery, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Very nice, sir. How many days you operate in a week now?
Actually, those days I used to do 15 to 20 spins in the summer vacation.
Okay, sir, per day. Okay.
It's now. So I think for 2 more weeks already
booked. Okay. Okay, sir.
The little back pain is there.
Yeah. Okay. So any cut-off year you want to stop the surgery or?
We're going to be 70 soon, but
Yeah, almost. I am also same age, sir. Just
the
2 months
passion-
younger than you. Yeah.
yes, sir, the passion is there, and my ophthalmologist is Ravi Shankar. He has cleared me, I think, for my weekend.
Uh,
So I think I will go on till I think
okay.
okay.
Okay, that's fine. Good, sir. I'm also the same boat.
That is the best message, sir.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. You should
Yes,
not
sir.
stop. Yeah. Yes,
Our
yeah.
Nimla Subramaniam actually is 81. She is still operating plastic
Wow.
Super, super. Wonderful.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
steady
Yeah.
hand, because I took one VIP about a couple of months back. She had such a steady hand.
Steady hands. Good, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think another important quality of Dr. TSS, which many of us may not know, is incredible public relations. The public relations is something which is I have learned a lot, especially from him. And public relations is something which is fantastic. And treating VIPs is not an easy joke. And getting them in the right this thing and treating them properly, and because consistently all the VIPs coming to Dr. TSS, and all the VIPs, if they want to come to Shankar Netralaya, they will contact only Dr. TSS first to get an appointment. Am I right, sir? Correct, sir?
Now, but I think when Dr. Badrinath was there,
No.
definitely.
We are talking about now only, sir. And Dr. TSS is the main, contact.
We were talking, I had a appointment request from health secretary. That's why otherwise I just sent an SMS. An appointment for some chief secretary of another state.
Yes, sir. So all the people will contact him. And after Dr. Badrinath, everybody thought who is going to take care of the fundraising for Shankar Netralaya. And Dr. TSS was there because he already knows all the donors. And he was when I don't know whether you remember the famous words of Dr. Badrinath, our chief, and he once said, "I'm a professional beggar." So yeah, I'm a professional beggar. He never hesitates. If you go and if you have that hesitation to go and ask for funds for a good cause, then you will not get the funds at all. And that's what I think our chief, Dr. Badrinath, broke all the barriers and went ahead. And Dr. TSS, we are all very glad for the institution. He is also going in the same way. And as alumni, I think we are all indebted to the alma mater, and we also have to follow this path and do the best for Shankar Netralaya, so that the SN becomes better and better, and more useful to the community as well. Yes, sir. So, any other words from any other people here? Yes, sir. KRS, sir.
Yeah, I think, as you said, he's very approachable. In fact, anybody in Netralaya having any problem, it can be anything, medical problem or any other problem, if they approach TSS, the work is done.
Yes, sir.
So he's such a kind-hearted man that he will go out of the way to help people, and he will never say no to any sort of help. So there's a quality which is very, very difficult. He will never hesitate to help the person in need.
Absolutely, sir. I think very helpful, very available, approachable. That's what I said the
So
3 A's.
all the employees, if they have any problem, if they approach TSS, the work will be done.
Absolutely. Even the doctors, sir. Even at that time.
Anybody for that matter. Not medical man, anybody. Employees,
I
doctors,
am indebted to Mohan also for getting lot of admissions and lot of PR work. I have disturbed him, and he will also do the same. I think both of us have the same.
Yeah.
Next minute it is
No,
done.
I have taken it from my dad, sir. This quality I have taken. You know how you used to help all the people in government ophthalmic hospital, and also the various levels. You used to have a lot of contacts with the secretary at that time.
Correct.
And,
I think that government symbol, lot of prescriptions I have seen. with the government center, referring them to your dad.
Yes.
Those days. This
Yes, sir.
6th unit. of Dr.
Fantastic, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I think if there are no other suggestions or opinions, I think we should close this session. Let me, on behalf of the TNOA, thank Dr. TSS, and I would like to also thank Intas Pharmaceuticals for powering this Walk the Talk continuously for the past, this is the 8th Walk the Talk we have been doing. And of course, the back end team, the Sai Numerotech and the Sai and Manju and the Numerotech who have been doing this flawlessly for so many webinars continuously. Almost every week we have 2-3 programs, and they have been doing it consistently as well. And final comments from Dr. R.K. sir, our President-elect.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, wonderful for your wonderful talk. It's really, it's a very good inspiration for those who are listening to the this wonderful journey of our thing in the field of pediatric ophthalmology for more than 40 years. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
So one last thing, sir. I want you one last message to all the people from Dr. TSS. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want your this thing, sir. One message to all the young ophthalmologists who are aspiring to be. Should they start their practice on their own, or should they join a group practice, or should they join an institution? Because they are all in a dilemma what to do, and because money is important. It's not like before we cannot work for less salary or something like that. So what is your message for them, sir?
Actually, first I think you do the basic course like DNB or MS or DO, and then aim for some subspecialty.
Yes, sir.
Interested like pediatric ophthalmology. After that, 5 years you work in an institution.
Yeah.
Good. After 5 years, you decide whether to make it your lifetime commitment, or just get out after 5 years and be on your own. Because I think many people, more than 1,000 people have been trained in Shankar Netralaya. Many are doing very well, and most of them think big. That is because of Dr. Badrinath's vision. He thinks big. He should, he is the role model. I think what Mohan Rajan has achieved, and incidentally, I had to convey here that both his daughters are gems, and they are with us right now doing their fellowships, and they are really, what I can say, outstanding. I was an outstanding student in the.
I was also outstanding, sir. Standing out in the class.
But your children are the non-intelligence genius. I'm very happy.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
We need all your blessings, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
And I think apart from that, nothing. We also spend some time on research, the youngsters, publications.
Publications, yes, sir.
Right from the beginning. And we are even thinking for the future, select only few people who are research oriented, like J. Biswas. I think J. Biswas, Dr. Badrinath picked up quite early for publications. Like that, see, I am very poor in that. I am good in PR and all, publications and all. I don't have so many thousands I have done. I don't have a pre-op and post-op picture of a squint for
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
The cyclic squint alone last week I took one. Apart from that, I have not had any pictures at all, and I am very poor in that. Let me be frank with you. I don't want the PGs to have that. And select people. Suppose you are running an institution, only certain people can have this going for research. Our Lingam Gopal is a pioneer in publications. So like that, I think that group of genius people has to be picked up, and they should have less time for clinical work and more time for research. That's why I think Dr. Badrinath made it academic off for all the consultants. But unfortunately, not many of them are doing real academics. So today is my academic off. I was seeing only VIPs today. So my last one joke, Mohan Raja, and VIP,
Yes.
very irritable persons because it takes a lot of time to you out of you, and then you don't
What's
get
that?
actually.
No, I didn't get you, sir.
VIP, my
Very-
this thing is irritable persons.
Very irritable person.
Yeah. Because they take a lot of time and you don't get anything out of that. And you have to waive the charges also.
ஆமா கரெக்ட். ஒரு பைசா கொடுக்க மாட்டான்.
என்ன பண்றது?
Very good, sir. Fantastic, sir.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you.
For the
Thank you, Manju. Are you there?
She's doing her dinner, doctor. I am here. Sai here.
Sai. Thank you so much.
Thank you, doctor. Thank
We
you.
will close the session.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night. Good night to all.
Recording will be available on the YouTube. We'll send it to you across tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.